What's up, guys? We are once again back with our returning local topper, except this is not a local topper profiles. We are, in fact, at the World Championship Qualifier Nationals. And we are back with our most iconic guy who's been on the channel for longer than I don't know how long. We're back once again with Ben Marles.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
All right. And so Ben, alongside two of our other guys from the Dark Side Comics and Games, he made it to Nationals. We've talked about it before. And he competed in the main event. So Ben, what deck did you play?
I was playing Onomat Ryzeal for the main event. Started off really strong. I was X1-1 going into round 5. Had a unfortunate judge call that did not go my way, and it unfortunately went downhill from there. But that, that's not the end of the story. It is what it is. I still had a lot of fun this weekend, and this deck profile is a little different because it's not necessarily the one I was playing. This is more like a deck profile of what's to come and will be worked on. And this is just first rough draft. I literally threw it together today, but it was really fun to play in some side events. So, yeah.
Yes. And so what is the deck that you will be presenting?
The new deck is Onomat Ryzeal.
All right. So what did you feel like with this deck? Because I remember you said you played this deck in a couple public events.
I did. The deck wasn't fully completed by the time I was playing it, which was actually kind of crazy that I was still able to fluidly win some games decisively. The games that I did lose were literally just because I didn't have the pieces I needed yet. I do have most of the pieces now, so now we're finally able to actually do some real testing with the deck.
All right. So without further ado, let's see what you've crafted so far and what will be crafted, and let's get on with this profile.
So standard, or I don't know if these are even standard, these are just my lines. I'm playing 3 Dodo Warrior, 2 Gaga Gambara Knight, 1 Go Goblin Berg, 2 of the Dodo Dwarf Go Gloves, and then 1 of the Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat, and then also 1 Utopic Onomatopoeia. The main reason you play him is just he's an extra body to search off names. There are times where, especially when you're playing a heavier package of this, if you open him, he's an okay normal summon because you can special summon 2 other guys. Let's just go over what these do since they are brand new and a lot of people may not know exactly what they do. So Dodo Warrior is basically a Math Mech Circular. You send a Dodo monster from your deck to the grave, you special summon him, and he becomes a level 4 1800 attack. When he's detached as a material for the cost of an activation of an effect from an Xyz monster, he gets to search you a Zubaba card, which is where the Zubaba Bancho comes in and the Utopic Onomatopoeia, because he's always treated as a Go, Dodo, Gaga, and a Zubaba. We'll get back to those in a bit. Next one is the Gaga Gambara Knight. So you can reveal him in hand and any Gaga Xyz from your extra deck. In this case, we are using Cowboy, just because it's Cowboy. He's a Gaga. You special him and then apply one of the following effects where you can either change the battle position of a monster or you destroy a level 4 monster. You special summon a Gaga monster from your hand. So if you open 2 of these, you can reveal one, reveal the Gaga Cowboy special, and then special the other one. So it's actually not a bad starter, but it has to be a Gaga. So there's only a few that you can actually do that with, mainly the Gambara Knight and the coat. The next one we'll talk about is the Goblinberg. So he's a one-of because his effect only applies on normal summon, so he's kind of like your Ice Ryzeal of the deck, except instead of only summoning from deck, he can also summon from hand or graveyard, but he's limited to what he can summon. He can only summon rock Gaga or Go monsters. Him being a Go and a rock, he's pretty much your only target, which is why you have to play 2. On the summon of the other guy, he does switch himself to defense, and then when he's detached from when he detaches from a material, you grab a Go monster. When he detaches as a material for cost, you grab a Dodo monster. So you're just constantly searching more pieces that just extend more bodies on board. The Dodo Dwarf Go Glove has some pretty cool things. So you usually send him with Warrior because it's his cost to send with Warrior. So like you can't ash it. He's gonna hit the grave regardless. And then as long as you have the Dodo on board, you can special summon him back for free, and he banishes when he leaves the field. But that's okay because you're actually going to just immediately use him to make an Xyz summon, and then when he detaches, he just goes back to grave so that you can reuse him later. He also has another cool ability where if he's on your board, you can special summon a Zubaba or a Gagaga monster from your hand. So theoretically, like with the correct hands, all of these are 1-card starters. Majority of the time, they're going to be a little more than 1-card starters, but they have the potential to be. The next one we're going to talk about is the Zubaba Bancho Gagaga coat. So if you have a Zubaba or Gagaga monster on the board, can special summon himself from hand. So he's just a great extender in that fashion, especially because you search him off the Dodo. I'll show you the combo here in a bit. But he can also summon a Go or a Dodo from graveyard. So like where he summons from grave and then specials from hand, he summons from hand, specials from grave. So they kind of, work with each other a little bit just to allow more bodies, like I was saying. Beyond that, the last one is the Utopic Onomatopoeia. Like I said, the only reason you're playing him is because he's just an extra name that fits any of the roles you need to search, just allows you extra bodies. A lot of times he does become discard fodder or something else, but there are on the rare occasions because like Gloves can summon him from hand, Coat can summon him from graveyard, Goblinberg can actually summon him from wherever. Except Goblinberg can't because it's not a rock, it's a warrior. But the concept is there. Pretty much he's going to be a normal summon. You don't play the Zubata Knight because of the same thing. It's a normal summon. He just seems to be a better normal summon. So I'm going to stick with him. And then, the extenders. Next part we will go into is the Ryzeal standard. 2 ice, 2 X, 2 sword, 1 node. I'm at the moment testing without Star. It's not that I don't like Star. I just, I'm trying to limit the amount of bricks that this deck has. A lot of these are not technically bricks, but you do need to have other cards that work well with them, and Star is just not a good starter. So I'm attempting to omit it for now. There's a chance it could come back in because under Droll, Ice into Star, you set the plug-in and you make Baguska. It's a solid line. Next we have 3 Onomatopoeia. Card is busted. It literally is your entire starter and extender in 1 card. It basically, you can only activate 1 per turn. You send a card from your hand to the graveyard, and you add up to 2 of any Zubaba, Gagaga, Go, or Dodo, but they can't be from the same category. There is a ruling on that, though, where you can use them as if they were other categories, even if they do share the name, as long as they fulfill one of the others. So it's quite broken in that matter. Next, we have more search targets, 7 Tachyon, and a Bonfire. So you have your Masquerade for your Ryzeals and the lights that are Onomat, but you do play another Tachyon target for the Earths. We'll get to that in a bit. We cross, plug in, Plasma Hole. We're back on the Plasma Hole from the regional list. The Herodic build, could play it, wasn't great unless you were playing Griffin. We determined Griffin was bad, so we ended up cutting it from the Heraldic list. But because you are now playing Rafflesia again, you just make it really easily for free without ever using your normal summon consistently. This has become really good. There's also another monster in the extra deck that this helps to make. So it's solid in this build. Next we got hand traps. We're on 3 Perulia, 3 Fualas, 3 Droll, and 3 Ash. I just wanted the highest impact hand traps, and then the things that stop the highest impact hand traps that I'm able to play. So, and then the last 3 cards for the main deck are Cross Out, Called by, and Gravedigger's Trap Hole, just ways to stop Ash, ways to stop, Droll, ways to stop Molcharmies. Yeah, so that's the main deck, 41 cards. Let's get into the extra. So we have 1 Duo Drive, 1 Detonator. I could bump it to 2. I'm just testing around with some ratios, seeing what I like in the extra deck at the moment. It's banless speculation. Some people are saying it's going to get banned. I don't think so. But yeah, I think 1 for now is what I'm going to test, and may bump it up to 2. Obviously, you can only play the 1 Detonator. We have 1 Eclipse Twins, 1 Trap Tricks Rafflesia. This is a godsend again. 1 Castel. If you know, you know. Starleash, Photon Blast Dragon. You just want to be able to make your things untargetable, indestructible. This is really funny with another Xyz I'm about to show you in a bit. Infernal Flame Banshee, she's an easy way to bridge your Onomats into Ryzeals and then proc your Onomat effects. So she's really strong there. 1 Emerald, same thing, allows you to proc. Castel procs, Rafflesia procs them, but it's just more utility. Exciton, Cowboy.
Cowboy now serves a purpose.
Cowboy serves a purpose other than a time thing. You use him for the name. You could use Gaga Girl. You would do that if you were playing the counter trap. I do like the counter trap. The only issue is trying to find space at the moment. Like I said, with the Duo Drive, there's a chance that the Gaga Girl may come back in, and at that point the counter trap would come in as well. But we're just going to be doing some testing with it. Next we got a Baguska. We got our first Tachyon target in Masquerade, second Tachyon target in Giant Hand. It's an Earth, it's a Rock, it's got a decent effect, it's a negate, and it can change a battle position and force that to not change. So yeah, it's pretty solid. The one that goes well with the Starliege is Utopic F-Zero, features Exel. So he's always treated as a rank 1, but he requires 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank to make. Your opponent can only target him for attacks and with card effects. And then when your opponent activates card or effect, you can detach a material from him, permanently take a monster your opponent controls, and then for the rest of the turn he can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So he literally just becomes like an attack and target magnet that can't be dealt with unless it's not non-destruction removal. But he also gains 500 attack for each rank on the field as well as in your opponent's graveyard. So earlier today I was playing in a side event where my opponent had 2 rank 4s on board, 2 rank 4s in grave, and he was sitting at 8,000 attack. 85 if you include his own 1 rank. So he gets really big. It's a really funny out to Liger Dancer. They attempt to try to blow it up. You just chain take something else and then he can't be destroyed, and then you just run over the Liger Dancer. So it makes it kind of nice. Last card is Aggregator, because Aggregator is good going second. You want a way to chain block your X if you're going second. So.
What'd you place?
I didn't. We're just doing a fun deck. Side deck. We have 3 Lancia, 3 Droll, 2 Nib, 2 Thrust. One of my favorite cards of the weekend has been Salesman. This card's great going first or second. In the main event where I was playing Heraldic, I was on 3 of these in the main. It was really, really good when I saw it for the first couple rounds. Unfortunately, my last couple rounds, I just didn't see it at all. And it was a little unfortunate there, but... and then it could also be used going second as a board breaker, pseudo board breaker. You can call some fun things to shut off. A couple times against Blue Eyes, I would call Drill Beam so that they couldn't just have a free negate on my things. It forced them to either use the Drill Beam on this or just not be able to use it. Against Vanquish Soul, this card is hilarious. You call Holy Sue. Cool, they summon the Holy Sue. They can't activate any more effects. They don't get to play turn 0. So we like not letting things play turn 0. Last bit, we have 2 Harpy's Featherstorm. This is the if you know for the Castel. Thrust into Storm. This came up a couple times. And last card, just for the mirror matches of Ryzeal, Onomat Ryzeal, we have the Mischief of the Gnomes. Just to kind of, give a little bit of the Floodgate feeling.
All right. So, like I said before, you only got to play this deck in public events. How did you feel with it in like what you did play? And with this, we know this is just the start, but
So I literally had no experience with the deck before I threw it together this morning and then jumped into my first side event. I didn't even play test hands. I literally just went in. My first matchup was against Mitsurugi Lunalight, and I literally didn't see a card he played in the first game. I just opened ridiculously well, just seeing where I could go, set up a really strong board. He didn't want to play through it, so he just scooped. I didn't even know what he was playing going in the second game. I finally saw he was on Mitsu Luna. I conceded game 2 pretty quickly when I realized that he just was playing through everything. And then game 3, I made an early play on Utopic Zexal Future, so that when he tried to use Yellow Martin, I actually stole the Yellow Martin and basically just didn't allow him to abuse the Yellow Martin. So, yeah. Outside of that, I only played 4 matches. First one was the Mitsurugi Lunalight. Then I played up against, what was it? I think it was Malice. I lost 2-0 because I didn't have certain cards. And then later on, I played a Blue Eyes player. I beat him 2-1. And then I played against a Voiceless Voice Ryzeal match. And I unfortunately lost that one just because I didn't have, at the time I didn't have the coat, which was very crucial to being allowing me to continue playing through his board. But it was a very close match otherwise. The deck has a lot of potential. I see maybe with some messing of ratios and a little bit of practice that this deck will be a force to be reckoned with.
yes, and people have been talking about this, not just me, not just now, but people have been talking about this deck all the time. And me, because something you may not know about the guy behind your camera is that my first ever deck was Utopia. So I myself will be playing this deck, except I'm going to be playing it with the Utopia package. So yeah, I hope this deck can go well.
I think the Utopia package is going to be pretty cool. I think it does lose a little bit to Droll, but the fact that you can set up a crap ton of negates is really nice. And yeah, I do love the flavor of Utopia deck, so it'll be fun to see.
Yeah. And well, enough of me. Last but not least, we're glad to have you back once again.
Thanks for being here.
Congratulations on making it to nationals. Sure, you didn't do as well as you wanted, but
Still had a lot of fun though, and that's all that matters.
The weekend was amazing. And without further ado, we will see you guys later on. Peace out.